What's going on, everybody? It's JB Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. As always, I want to start by thanking each of you for joining me today. I would be absolutely honored if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like this video. And if you want to know when the latest content is available, don't forget to turn on the notification icon. So today we got a little bit different video coming for you. I wanted to do this video because lately I've had so many people ask me about where I buy my electronics, where should they buy their electronics, and should they listen to reviews. Now, there's a lot of tricks to buying electronics, first of all, and then as far as reviews go, we're going to talk about that because that can also be a tricky thing to manage. So first off, when I go buy electronics, I am a firm believer if you can get a deal to get it. Now, everyone out there has different financial situations, but it really doesn't matter. We all want to save money if possible. When I'm shopping for an electronic item, I fully research it first. Then I find the place that one, has the best customer service, two, has the best return policy, and three, depending on what I'm buying, might offer an extended warranty. Now, I am definitely against buying high dollar items on the internet. If I'm going to buy a TV, if I can go and carry it out somewhere, it makes me feel a whole lot better. And the reason why I bring that up is there's been so many occasions, and we've seen them on the internet where, FedEx guys come to the door, they throw it at your door, or they throw it over people's walls. Now, this is an item that's costing you your hard-earned money. So if you can carry it out and bring it to your home, you at least know that that portion was done carefully. Then when you're setting up the item, you want to make sure to take care of that item and follow the directions. So when I say follow the directions, I mean, if you're getting a new TV, you don't want to, tilt it upside down or whatever the box might say, you want to follow those. But the best places, if you can get the product you want, or of course, places like Costco and Sam's Club, that is because they offer the longest return policy. Now, most people, if you were to go buy a computer or you were to go buy a TV, you're looking at a 15-day return window. To me as a consumer, that's absolutely unacceptable. We all know that we just spent a lot of money and that these things fail. It really doesn't matter what you buy. Any electronic can fail. And then after 2 weeks, I think it's unfair to us, the consumer, to have to take it up with the manufacturer and mail it back and have someone come fix it and pull it apart. I'm sure you've been there before, but if you can carry it out from a retailer that has, 30+ day return policy, I believe that that's the way to go. Now, extended warranties are a great option, but at the same time, they cost you more money. You might just have enough money to buy a television. Maybe the television's $1,000 and that's all you have. So, some places do give you 30 days to buy that extended warranty, but it's not always the funnest thing to have to do. Now, when you're researching something, this is the question that comes up all the time. What about reviews? Example, the Netgear X10. I want to buy a new Netgear router and I'm on Amazon right now and I see 10 reviews and they're terrible. They say it's the worst thing that they've ever purchased. They're dropping Wi-Fi. Now, here's the thing that you really have to take into consideration, and this is across the board. But I'm going to stick with the big name brand products because in my experience, some of the names that I've never heard of, especially on places like Amazon and eBay, they fail very quickly. And these are the people that often just write you and say, keep it, throw it away, because it's almost like they know that they're selling, I hate to say it this way, but garbage. But let's just say that you went out and you bought you want to buy a new Netgear router and you go on Amazon and you find a review and it says, hey, I bought this, it's terrible, it drops Wi-Fi, the firmware update did this and that. The problem with the review with technology is there is so many ins and outs to technology that the general consumer does not do their research on. Example with the router. The router might be perfect. However, you might be connecting it with an old device that has a bad Wi-Fi card. So let's just say you are paying for 500 megabyte speed and you get the X10 and you have, I don't know, a 5-year-old cell phone and you're speed testing on there and it's only giving you 50 megabytes. So your first thought is the Netgear's a piece of, garbage. It didn't get me where I wanted to be. But the truth is that phone's capabilities are probably being maxed out at 50 megabytes. The next thing is that everybody has different opinions. No matter what I say or any other YouTube reviewer says to you, at the end of the day, we have our own eyes, we have our own preferences. I can love something and you can hate it. So I guess the point to this is that you never know if this person that wrote the review is, fluent in whatever they are talking about. And that makes it difficult. So the general rule of thumbs is take reviews into consideration. However, also take into consideration the percentages. They might sell 10 million Netgear routers and you might find, and this is just examples, guys, 100 negative reviews. Well, 100 out of 10 million is nothing, right? Every electronic, whether it be, $10,000 or $5 can fail on you. That's just the outright truth. The next thing is that the thing that people really need to pay attention to, in my opinion, is when is the next product being released? Now, most of us just go to the store, we see something on the shelf, we buy it, and that's it. Well, let's just say you wanted to buy, the 2018 QLED TV, and you didn't know that the new ones were coming out in March. So you go to the store and you pay full price for the 2018 QLED, and then all of a sudden the 2019 is out. Guess what? The 2018 will drop in price. So now you're stuck with a little problem. If you purchase this at a place that only has a 2-week refund policy, you can't get the money back because the 2018 is going to drop. If you wanted the latest edition, you can't take it back and get the latest edition. So the real truth here is that you need to just research when it came out, when does the next one come out, decide how important having the latest model is to you. If that's important, then wait for the new one to come out, of course. But on the flip side, if it's not important, wait until about a week before to right at release and purchase the item. Then you will save a considerable amount of money. The next thing is I get asked all the time, should I buy, a Black Friday TV or a Black Friday computer? Now, these are typically, if you're looking in the lower price range, these are typically products that are manufactured specifically for that time frame. They're not always made the same. And this is kind of on the consumer. I always tell my friends, before I owned the upper end TVs like the Samsung Q9, the $500 TVs were amazing to me. But after I started watching the Q9, now I'm so picky that I have a very difficult time watching the lower end TVs. Now that doesn't mean that the TV you own is bad or you have to spend a lot of money on the TV, but it's kind of like they used to say in real estate. Never take someone to a house that they're not pre-qualified for. If I take you to a house and I show you $1 million homes all day long, but you're only pre-qualified for $150,000, I could show you the nicest $150,000 home and you're not gonna like it. So these are all things that you need to take into consideration. But if you want something quality and you're going for a name brand, research it. Find out when it came out. Think about the times of the year that they go on sale, like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, of course, Black Friday. Buying upper end on Black Friday when they have sales, now that's a different story. There is a lot of companies that you do not see a lot of big promotions on. Example, Bose products. It is very rare that you see a product go on sale unless it's going out of date and they're coming out with a new model. So this is kind of a tell-all for you. So if you're, at the Bose, I don't know, wherever you're buying it, let's just say you're at Best Buy and it's half price, and having the latest model is important to you, maybe you should jump on your phone or your computer, or your tablet and just do the research and find out what and when it's coming out, and if those new features are going to be worth the extra money. Remember, buying things at launch will always be the most expensive time, except for one product, phones. Now, don't get me wrong, you can get promotions on phones all through the years. As we know, Samsung releases 2 phones a year that are really popular. I know that they have some, lower end phones, but we'll just stick with right now the S series and the Note series. So, around March, we're getting the S series, and then, it's starting to get earlier and earlier for the Note, but let's just say around every September, you're gonna get a new Note. So if you're going for the Note 9 and it's August, remember, wow, it's coming up. So maybe if you want the latest, to hold off. But then comes the pre-order time. Now, right now the the S10 Plus is coming out. They got killer deals straight through Samsung. They have them through carriers. I've seen buy one, get one free promotions. I've seen, trade in the S9 Plus or the Note 8 and a bunch of other phones and get $550. Immediate trade-in credit. So now you're paying cash outright for the new S10 for about $450. In addition to that, as an example, they're throwing in $200 earbuds, their latest wireless earbuds. And this is just an example of the many things that can happen when phones are released. Phones are the trickiest things, but do your research. I will say with a phone, if you ever go, especially through your carrier, and pay full price for the phone, something's wrong. Wait for a sale. It's going to happen. But what I see is the heaviest discounts, especially if you have trade-in, is at launch. Where do I buy my stuff? Well, I am very, very picky with my stuff. So first thing I do when I buy any electronic item is I look on the serial number or around there, and I look for the manufacture date. Now, this is a big deal, especially when it comes to routers. So routers can be out for 3-4 years, and you could have gotten a company that purchased it in bulk. Remember, routers don't expire, so they could have been sitting on their shelves for 2 years. This is another reason why it's kind of tricky when you're shopping on places like Amazon. You get a router and you get one of the first generation ones, but you don't know it. The packaging looks the same, but it was manufactured 2 years, 3 years prior. Now, they say it's the same, but I always think, okay, maybe it is, but it's been a couple years. Who's to say they didn't improve some of the pieces inside of it, some of the parts? So researching it, doing your homework. Also, manufacturing lines. If you buy a Samsung TV, they're manufactured at different plants, and these plants are in different places of the world. So I literally have taken, one TV that's exactly, let's just say the Q8 from, overseas, and then the Q8 from another part overseas, and the screens look different. Now, of course, the specs are exactly the same, but what you find is that the stands look different, and sometimes the TVs look different. And in my opinion, that's not cool. I like to get things that I know where they're manufactured and when they're manufactured, especially when I'm spending, $3,000-$4,000 on a TV. I want to know I'm getting the latest edition. I will never buy a TV on Amazon. I would never buy a TV like on eBay. I'm not saying if you've done it, that's, a horrible thing. That's just me, and I'm just doing this to protect myself. Typically, to know, like, if we're just talking Samsung, because if you've watched my channel, you know how much I love Samsung stuff. If it's Samsung, sometimes purchasing directly through them is the best way to know you're getting the latest model. Now, we're talking with shipping items, but For Samsung, if you can do the white glove service, have the person, bring it in, watch them, go outside when the delivery truck comes. They'll bring it in your house, they'll set it up for you. But these are just some tips and tricks that I have experienced. What are your tips and tricks? I would love to hear your thoughts on this stuff in the comment section. To me, it's your hard-earned money. Read the reviews. Take them with a grain of salt when they seem a little crazy. If you see 10,000, this is the most amazing product in the world, and you see 10 that say this is a terrible product, consider the source. Next, I have to bring this up. Streaming products, anything streaming products, wireless cameras, even TVs, smart TVs that stream, or like the Roku sticks, Google Chromecast, anything that utilizes internet. Many people do not understand the complications that internet brings, all the way from the service, the modem, the router, to the product. Often we think, hey, I get 200 meg internet speed, so everything should work perfect. But I have a router that's 6 years old, or my modem's 6 years old. We got to take into consideration that a lot of times people don't realize that yes, they might be paying for 100 or 300, but they might not be getting it through the air, and their product might not be receiving it. And then of course the product might of course be bad if it's an older product and it doesn't have a good enough Wi-Fi card, as we said before. But again, guys, I would love to hear your opinion on this. I just wanted to do this quick video. I just had a lot of people ask me. If you want any other questions answered, you can find me at JB Tech Fanatic on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. But of course, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section. I try to reply to everybody that does it with respect, so please reach out to me. Guys, life is so short. Don't forget, love your family, love your neighbors. Go out today and do something good for someone. This world is a sick and evil place, and the only people that can change it is us. So change someone's day by doing a small act of kindness. I am so grateful that you joined me today. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you like this video. I can't wait to talk to you guys in the comments and see you in the next video. And until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic, and I'm out. Peace.